Yes. I'm trying to find out why my video camera is not videotaping clearly. We've done some setting changes and hopefully this will work. Oh, pig, what did you find? He's got to get some water. He says he's very thirsty. His job is to protect this yard from insects and other evil creatures. Oh, Toodles. You little tubby Toodles. Yeah, you little Toodle. Hi, Justin. He says hi. Siobhan has been spending her time rolling in the dirt for reasons that I will never understand. She makes herself into a mud pie. And Toodles just sits and looks at me. She says, hi, I'm Toodles. I'm a little tubby Toodles. Can we go for a car ride? Now that I've eaten all the poop in the yard and recycled it, yeah, I'm ready to go. Siobhan's been having some trouble with that leg where she's got the plate. So she gets a little sore on that now at this age. She says, I'm old and fat. And I like it that way. I'm old and fat. Biggie's off to chase insects. You know, it's weird because this is like one of the coldest springs I can remember. It literally has been cold all spring. And this is May and it's not warm yet. You know, it looks like everything's doing what it's supposed to do. And the trees are blossoming and things are growing. But it doesn't feel like spring at all. It's been cold. It's been nasty. We had freezes this week. This is the middle of May almost. We've had freezes at night. It's like, what the heck is going on in this state? We've got live protests going on at the state capitol because Walt has refused to open the state. We never had pandemic numbers in Minnesota. We never had them. There were no pandemic numbers here. There was no pandemic here, period. It was less than the flu season, and they closed the state, and they're keeping it closed down to destroy the economy, to destroy Minnesota businesses, so they can raise your taxes even higher. There's a $1 billion surplus in the state of Minnesota. You can look it up anywhere in the news. They were boldly proclaiming it because the Democrats had created this incredible $1 billion surplus in Minnesota, which, by the way, they obtained by ripping us off through extremely high taxation and real estate taxes that are so high, a lot of people have just abandoned their homes. You can drive through the state of Minnesota, and if you go onto Zillow, you'll see half the homes listed are foreclosures. The taxes became so high that even the rich people walked away from their homes. And so he usurped the federal COVID money by stating we had a pandemic level here in Minnesota of COVID, which we never did, by asking the doctors, requiring the doctors to list all deaths in that time frame that were COVID-like or had symptoms like COVID, or for any reason reminded them of COVID, or they couldn't find any other reason, they didn't look any further, as COVID deaths. The numbers never reached the level anywhere near even the flu season here, and they shut the state down, and they've kept it shut down, so there is a lot of live protests going on right now. And I would not be surprised if at this point they end up storming the Capitol and pulling Waltz out by his neck. They're going to have to bring in, not just the police, but I think, maybe the National Guard to protect that guy if they don't open this state pretty soon. And they're going to have to do it really soon. Oh, poor Fig. Yeah, these Democrats have utterly destroyed the state here. They've destroyed it. You go anywhere looking around this area, the infrastructure has never been done. You've got Muslim-owned entire sections of Minneapolis, St. Paul. You have absolutely no infrastructure work that's been done here. The roads are terrible. It's like four-wheeling in Minnesota, virtually anywhere you go except 35W. Poor Fig, he's having a wheezing attack. You go help him, Justin. You help poor Figgy. So, yeah, whatever they've done to get that surplus, it wasn't done by improving the state. It was done by ripping off Minnesotans with their taxes. We have probably one of the highest tax bases here of any state. Yeah, you can say, well, you have great health care. Try and use the roads to get there. Go to the hospitals and clinics and look at the condition of them. You know, just figure it out. They're not using that money to improve this state, and they never have. Democrats are among the biggest liars, schemers, and traitors to the U.S. government of anybody that has ever existed in this nation. And I think the party is a shambles. Biden is a joke. And they have to come up with something to stop Trump, or at least bring him down, and to do it, they're going to take the whole nation down. That's the plan. We'll take the whole nation down, take Trump down, and the crooks can be in charge again. The thieves, the crooks, the traitors. That's what's left. You take Trump away, that's what's left. Thieves, crooks, and traitors. And they've been running this nation a long time, and they like it that way. And I include some of the Republicans in there. It's not just the party. The party is just a name to cover up the game. And I know none of you are listening to me about COVID. I've posted lots about COVID. I've posted lots about 5G, the relationship between the two things. I've posted the corresponding documentation between 5G and Princess ships and the disaster that happened there. You're not reading it, you're not looking at it, and you think it's conspiracy theories and craziness, even when I provide the data, the raw data for you, the scientific facts, the studies. You still don't look at it. You don't want to look at it. You want to live your happy little fake life where you think everything is perfect, and you don't want to do the work. You don't want to just listen to the news and go, oh yeah, you know, how bad can they be? I'm sure they're telling the truth. No, they're not. They're part of an enormous group of thieves that have been ripping you off for decades, if not 100 or more years in this nation, under the guise of doing good. I think you had to, like, you watch the documentaries, you had two good presidents since Lincoln, and that was Kennedy, and that was Reagan. And because they dared confront the world order, this alliance of evil, wicked people, they were shot. One was killed. And they're going to try to do the same thing to Trump. They're going to try and kill him. They haven't been able to stop him any other way, so they're going to try and kill him. That's the last of the plots and plans they've got. But instead, they're all going to come down. They're going to topple like a house of cards. Mark my words. This will happen, and you will see it. And some of you are going to be very embarrassed, very shocked, and very, very, very afraid and ashamed. And some of you will just think, like you do, that the media always tells the truth. And they can never be wrong. You know what, media people? Most of them are paid hacks. Half of them don't even have degrees. And if they did, they'd use them. If they had journalistic degrees, they would use them. They would learn how to research facts, present actual facts. They would know how to do something other than just quote other media sources that are equal liars. They're just repeating one line of rhetoric over and over and over without any facts being presented. They call them the fake media because they're liars, they're deceivers, and they're traitors. The ones that stand up to them and tell the truth, it's like anyone that stood up to the Clintons. They ended up dead. Okay? Because these people think more of their money and their prestige and their fame than they do of anyone's life. Okay, treatise over. Go to my Facebook page, do the research, look at it, take it down piece by piece and look at it. It's the only evidence you are probably going to see of the truth of what's going on. If you're too scared to look at the truth, then keep your head buried in the sand and just wait for it to come out. But I'm telling you right now, you don't vote for Trump this fall. The only vote you vote for is that world order with the contact tracing, the ID, the 2020 ID. That's going to be your life. Most of you aren't even aware, and I didn't know this myself until I did the research, that cell phones, when you bring cell phones in contact with each other, they leave contact tracing information on the phone that you came near. When you get cell phones together in a group, they intensify not only the Wi-Fi coming through them, but the magnetism coming through them. They intensify it. It's like putting multiple receivers together. Think of each of them as a little Wi-Fi satellite. If you think 5G is good, you are out of your freaking mind.